This card belongs to my Chase US bank account. Now in today's video, I'm going to share something special with you if you're looking to up your financial game within the Caribbean. How to open a US bank account. So if you're ready to receive some payments or just up your global financial game, then just watch the rest of this video. Alright, so why would you even bother to open a US bank account? The thing is, it's all about leverage and what it will get you. Things like unrestricted access to US dollars. Now, this is crucial for businesses that are doing online transactions. Travelers are just anybody who's receiving money from abroad. You also get international card usage. Now you can use your card basically anywhere in the world, worldwide, without worrying about currency conversions because almost everywhere take US dollars. Plus you get easier and cheaper money transfers. So you can cut down on these annoying fees and delays when sending or just receiving money from overseas. Now as I said before, if you are an entrepreneur, a traveler, or just anybody receiving money from abroad, this is like a non-negotiable. Plus if you really want to utilize platforms like PayPal, Stripe, or basically any platform that you can use to do transactions and get money, then you are going to need a US bank account. But guess what? It's around 3 minutes past 7 and I have work at 8. So I will be moving the video to there, so come with me. Cool? I have back your attention? Great. So let's talk about point number 2, and that is going to encapsulate, big word, but that is going to include how are we going to set up this account. And this is the part of the video where some people's hearts are going to get broken, and the reason for this is because you are going to need a US visa. You're going to need to be there physically, in person, to set up these accounts. Most islands, like Jamaica, we are somewhat blacklisted in the way that we can set up accounts. Usually we'll be able to use apps like Wise or maybe even PayPal, and we were able to set up and receive money online, but for some reason down the line we are not able to do so anymore, or these apps aren't allowing any new residents or any new sign-ups from the Caribbean to take place. So the best bet, and if you really need this for your business or if you really need this to receive payments, is to actually travel overseas and get this done. Now, if you're in that select few of people who are able to travel overseas, this is what you're going to need to do. Step 1 is you're going to choose a bank. Now, with bank options such as Bank of America, you can call it BOA, Chase, TD Bank, Wells Fargo, or Citibank, you have some choices right there in the way that you can set up an account, being somebody who doesn't reside in the United States but travels there. I've had Bank of America account before, I've had Chase, I still have Chase, and I have had US bank account also. So those are options that you can use because I personally use them. After choosing a bank, then you're going to need to gather your documents. Now this is going to be a little confusing for some people, and this is going to be the situation where most of us are going to have some hiccups along the way with gathering the documents that they need. But I'm going to tell you the documents that they need, and then I'll give you some tips and tricks. First up, you're going to need 2 forms of identification. And since you're already in the peopledom country, then you're going to have a passport already. So you can use a passport. And in Jamaica, you can use your driver's license in the United States for up to 6 months for driving. So it is also a valid form of identification. So passport and driver's license are your best friend when it comes to using IDs. Second set of documents that you are going to need is going to be proof of address. Now, when I went to America and I wanted a proof of address, I didn't have any. I didn't have a bill in my name, and I didn't have any form of address that had my name on it. So I went to the bank and I showed them my job letter because I went over there and work and travel. So I showed them my job letter, and that was enough for them to verify my address. But here's some tips and tricks that you can use to get the proof of address if you don't have any of those documents or a job, if you're just visiting, like a visitor's visa or something of the sort over there. Tip number 1, if you're going overseas, and since we are Caribbean people, chances are we're going to have families over there. So what you can do is get on their bill, or if you have a friend, you can get on their bill. And the way that you would do this is just tell your family member or your friend that you want to be a joint account holder on their bills. So whenever the bill comes, your name will also be on it. So it's a simple thing like for flow out here, you can just add another recipient or a joint holder to the account. So the primary holder of the account will be whoever is living over there, and the secondary person would be you. Second is you could have them draft up a lease agreement and add your name on it. So for instance, anywhere that your family member or your friend is renting, just let them add your name on the lease agreement and you could use that as a proof of address. And third, something that is new to me, I haven't heard anybody done this before, but it seems like you could get it done, is that you could use the UPS change of address service. So basically you pay $1.10 to UPS, and whatever address that they are shipping items to, you could add your name on that shipping address also, and then use that address as your proof of address to send to different banks or just to use overall as your proof of address. But also for banks like Citibank, you could use your home address. Whichever country you reside in, you could bring a bill from that country. For instance, your light bill, your cable bill, your water bill, your internet bill. Also, there is no need for a social security number. Some people are saying that you need a social security number to set up your account overseas. No, all you need is just your tax registration number or whatever tax number that you have in your country of residence. You can use that overseas to set up the accounts. So to put a bow on this second section, all you have to do, walk in with your documents and then boom, your account is ready to be set up. Now, if you are a business owner and you want to open a US business account, US business bank account, and I think that step 3 will be very valuable for you. So join me in this gym session and I'll tell you more about it. Now, if you are a business owner, then it gets even easier to open up a US bank account. And the reason for me saying this is because you have some remote companies that are in the United States that will register your business and get you a US bank account. So you have some like firstbase.io, Start Global, Jumpstart Filings, Stripe Atlas, and Doula. And as I said before, these companies will register your business in the United States. Basically, you will have an LLC, which is a limited liability company, and they will also give you an EIN, which stands for Employer Identification Number. And I think most of these companies will register you in Delaware. Is it Delaware? I don't remember the exact state, but whatever it is, they will register the business for you overseas. And yeah, you would have a US account and you can do business like transact US dollars that way. And I think this way is the best because you don't have to visit the United States. You can if you want to, but in this way, everything is set. You have the tax papers and you also have the bank account. So you're good to go. So you see, point 3 wasn't all that long. So can I get back to my workout? Yeah. Me link it up later. Alright, cool. So we have our US bank account, but how do we fund it? How we get money into our accounts? Well, first off, you can use Western Union Direct. Now, the other day I was in an NCB line at the ATM or the ABM, whatever they want to call it, and I heard somebody mentioning that they can use Western Union to get money straight to their NCB accounts out here. So it is the same way that you could send money to Western Union Direct from here, any Caribbean country, let's say from Jamaica, to your US bank account overseas. Second is, now whenever you are in the United States and you're there on some vacation or something, before you leave, you could just go to an ATM and just deposit some money, direct deposit the money to your US bank account before you leave. Or if you get paid, just let it stay in the account. Use direct deposit and let it stay in the account. If you get a check, there's a feature on the Chase app where I can scan the check in the app and just endorse the check on the back, and scan it, and it will upload the money. Without going to the bank physically, I can just upload the check over the app. Something that some banks out here should look into as a feature. And for the business people, your online payments are a way to fund your bank accounts. So platforms like PayPal, Stripe, Wise, Zelle, ring up on the Zelle, Cash App, and Payoneer. These are the ways that you could fund your US bank account. Now, even though I mentioned these methods, some of them come with high fees. So let's take, for instance, Wise. Wise used to be on the cheaper end, but now whenever I'm sending cash, the percentages are higher because it picks up that my card is a Jamaican card. Let me just give you an example. Whenever I want to put money on my Chase account, I usually send it from my Scotia debit card to Wise, then from Wise to my Chase account. But Wise is picking up now that my Scotia card is not an American card, so it is charging me an overseas fee to send that money to Wise, then from Wise to Chase. So usually, let's say it will cost $1 to send 100 US dollars. Now it's going to cost me around $7. So the fees go up as a percentage based on the amount of money that I am sending. So if I'm sending like some small dollar amounts, let's say $40, $50, maybe even to $100, then I would use Wise. But if I am transferring more money, then I'll have to figure out some other way to fund the account. I'll probably use the Western Union Direct. But I just have one more point to share with you, but I am leaving work right now. So I'm going to go to the home office and then you'll get that point right there. So check in a little more and we'll pick up at point 5.
And bring them back to a vision of a rich life so we can move beyond these.
Living in the Caribbean shouldn't limit your financial capabilities. To compete and thrive in this global economy, you're going to need the right tools. And a US bank account is a very big one. Now, a major inspiration for this video and where I got most of this information was from an article on the Jamaica Observer by Ken Rose. And I will link it down below so you guys can check it out and give him some support over on his channel. And I found this because I was digging for some information just to help out you guys, for those who can't access Wise and for those who are having trouble with Payoneer. Remember, this isn't just about having an account, it's about pushing the boundaries and expanding the possibilities of the ways that you can earn. Now, if you found this information useful, then all you have to do is like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, future millionaires, remember to work hard, make money, make a lot of it, and happy investing.